Hello everyone, this is Serious Trivia and welcome back to our 10-part guide series covering reforms in Total War 3 Kingdoms. This episode is part 10 and will be covering special niche strategies that can be enabled by the reform tree. This will be our final episode to this reform series covering reforms in the base game of Total War 3 Kingdoms. After the last 9 episodes, I'm certain y'all are already experts on the reform tree, so this episode will simply showcase reforms as the complementary pieces to some of the most powerful game mechanics that are not considered to be cheats or exploits. Let's start with the teleportation strategy. Here, we have 4 red reforms highlighted on the reform tree. We're going to focus in on the 2 of them at the end of the branch here that provides 20% discount to redeployment cost. If you're unfamiliar with the concept of redeployment in the game, then allow me to quickly explain. When you have your character out in the field as generals with their retinues, they're considered to be deployed. You have the option of recalling them back to the court, and should you in the future want to deploy them again into the field, then that process is called redeployment. And it will cost you money to redeploy that general's retinue again, even though you already paid for them when you first recruited them. Therefore, a 20% discount to redeployment will help you reduce that cost. Here, from the reform tree, we can muster up a total of 40% redeployment cost discount. Using this as a starting point, we can get this number all the way up to 100%. Once we do, we can recall and redeploy whole armies for free and essentially teleport your army like the Protoss anywhere you want as long as you have a commandery. So our second source of redeployment discount here is from our leaders, heirs, and prime minister roles. If you have characters in those roles that are commanders, vanguards, or champions, then they all have the flexibility skill shown here, which can provide a 25% discount to redeployment. So from these 3 roles, you can garner up to 75% discounts to redeployment costs. Now, that is already over 100% if you add on the 40% from reforms, but we don't really have access to the prime minister role until very late game. So we can safely say that we can get 50% from the leader and heir roles. The last 10%, however, will come from our conscription building branch, which is shown here. Each level 3 conscription building will provide 5% discount to redeployment. So if we look at our math here, we can now easily reach 100% redeployment with just 4 reforms, the proper characters in the leader and heir roles, and 2 conscription buildings. Then you can roleplay as the Protoss or the Enterprise and beam your units around the map all for free. Next, we have the corruption-free strategy. We already have an in-depth guide about this on the channel, so please check that out if you want a deeper dive than this reform version. For the purpose of this guide, we'll first establish the fact that the game tries to punish you from rapid expansion by giving you ever-increasing amount of corruption level to hinder your economy as your territories expand. To combat this, we need to gather up percentages of corruption reduction that totals up to 100% so that we can expand freely without ever worrying about corruption. To do this, we once again start with our reform tree here. I have highlighted the 8 yellow reforms shown here that will offer a total of 19% reduction to corruption faction-wide. All of these 8 reforms, the one shown here in coin minting, also unlocks the level 5 upgrade for copper mine. This upgrade is option 5B for the copper mine and features another 4% reduction to corruption faction-wide per copper mine. And with 6 copper mines shown here, we can reach up to 24% corruption reduction simply from having all the copper mines. Additionally, your leader, heir, and prime ministers can have traits that can help reduce corruption like honest, or they might be labeled as an outsider like Liu Huimin here, or a political animal like Cao Pi, and reduces more corruption. You can also equip them with items like the discourses of the states. Altogether, from these 3 positions, I think you can conservatively expect around 25% corruption reduction if you focus on corruption reduction when you are appointing for these roles. Finally, if we add that all up, we have 68% from these 3 sources. And in your best commanderies, you'll definitely have administrator too, so that's another 30%. So we're now at 98% corruption reduction for all our best income generating commandery. And this is all before we talk about adjacency corruption reduction from the state workshop and administrative office building branches. So you can definitely hit 100% corruption reduction in all your commandery without a problem and don't have to worry about expanding in the late game. Next, we'll talk about 100% free cavalry units. On the reform tree, we have 5 reforms highlighted here, featuring a total of 16% discount to cavalry unit recruitment cost. The last 2 reforms on this branch also unlocks the level 4 and level 5 building upgrades for the horse pasture county, which, as we can see here at level 5, reduces the recruitment cost and upkeep cost of cavalry units by 20% each. And with 4 horse pastures shown here on the map, we can hit 80% discount to recruitment costs and upkeep costs. So if we add these up with those from the reforms, we have already reached a total of 96% discount to cavalry recruitment. If you have any more bonuses from your generals, leaders, heirs, or prime ministers, then you can easily hit 100% and go over that, and enjoy free cavalry units all game. Even at 96%, it becomes much more cost efficient than any other units in the game, so enjoy your massive shock cavalry armies as they run down the poor enemies. Lastly, we'll stop talking about how to save money and finally start talking about how to make more money with silk and spices. I have 14 reforms highlighted here on the reform tree, and they include all the income multipliers that apply to these 2 unique income sources in silk and spice. For those of you unfamiliar with these 2 income sources, they're basically a unique income source generated out of a unique specialty county located in the northwestern and southwestern portions of the map as shown here. There are a total of 3 silk trader counties located in the north and 3 spice trader counties located in the south. If you look at their building chains here real quick, we can see that the numbers on them are identical between the silk and spice to just provide different types of income sources. At level 5, both the silk and spice traders provide 250 base income and 65% income multiplier for their respective income sources. So in total, we now have 750 base income for silk and or spice, and 195% income multiplier, which stacks because they're faction-wide income multipliers from each of the 3 counties belonging to each income source. On top of that, once you acquire silk and spice, you can convert your harbor building chains in commanderies with their capital on water sources to supply 50% income multipliers for spice, and marketplace building chains, which can be built in all commanderies who do not reside on water sources, to supply 40% income multiplier for silk, also faction-wide. The 40% is a little less than the harbor bonus, which is 50% for spices, but that's simply because there are more commanderies who don't have a water source and don't have a harbor chain. Therefore, there are going to be more marketplaces than harbors, so it's a little less to balance that out. In the end, we're guaranteed at least 300% multipliers just from the counties themselves and the reforms, and we can add up onto that for each harbor building or marketplace building that we convert. Each harbor conversion will end up netting you 375 more income, and each marketplace conversion will end up netting you 300 extra income. These numbers might seem a little bit small, but we're not talking about whole commandery incomes here. These are simply county incomes, which can be boosted even more with strategist assignments that boost commerce, silk, and spice incomes, and administrator bonuses, which boost all income. And they also have skills that could boost more trade, silk and spice income. So the final income number for these 3 counties, whether they're silk or spice, can be extremely high and definitely help you with extra money needed to dominate your campaign, either by force, by allowing you to hire more armies, or by diplomacy, by simply buying off your enemies with enticing deals. With that, this concludes part 10 of the series covering special niche reform strategies. This also concludes our 10-part series covering reforms in the base game of Total War 3 Kingdoms. There were some patch changes that happened in between our series, so some unit unlocks for the red reforms are going to be slightly different with the addition of cataphracts into the game. I'm sure more changes will happen in the future, but I believe the main structure of this guide is still intact, and you can easily adapt to the patch changes with what we have provided in this guide. If anything major should happen in the future, I'll definitely add additional parts to this guide to update it. Next weekend, we will be providing a guide to the 8 Princes Reform Scroll, highlighting the new mechanics of unlocking the Reform Scroll in 8 Princes, as well as some strategic plans for how to unlock the best reforms in the scroll. It might be 1 episode or a max 2 episodes, so stay tuned if you're having trouble with the 8 Princess Reform Scroll or just simply want to find out some tips and tricks to optimize your gameplay. In the meantime, please consider subscribing to the channel to stay up to date with my latest videos, as I do update daily with Let's Plays, guides, and lore videos. If you want to request a new video, just feel free to comment below and I'll add it to the list. I also welcome any general suggestions to improve the channel. Once again, I hope you have enjoyed this video and the series as a whole, and see you next time. Bye!